Hello everyone, welcome to EduStar video session. This is class 11 chemistry and you are with me in the part 3 of the unit structure of atom. If I am not wrong, I have ended my previous video session with the Rutherford's atomic theory. The CBSE curriculum have deleted some of the portions due to this pandemic COVID-19. Here you can see the deleted portions in the unit 1 and 2. In the first unit, the laws of chemical combination and the Dalton's atomic theory have been deleted. And the basic concepts of atoms and molecules also deleted. In the second chapter, whatever we have discussed so far in the part 1 and the part 2 have been entirely deleted. And the second chapter actually starts right now. Okay. So, before moving to the next concept, I just want to say what is the failure of the Rutherford's atomic theory. So this theory doesn't say anything about the distribution of electrons and the energy of the electrons associated in the atom. So in order to remove these bugs, Bohr came with the concept. So this was actually proposed by Bohr. So he was the one who proposed the electrons are supposed to revolve around in circular orbits. It is also known as stationary state. It have few energy associated with it. So these are the things postulated by Bohr, and we will see the stuff in the later videos. Before going into the Bohr's atomic model, we should learn what pushed the Bohr to propose such a model. That is the basic things from which ideas Bohr formulated his atomic theory, right? So first assumption he made that the electromagnetic radiation can behave as both wave and particle. The second thing is the experimental results regarding the atomic spectra. The second point we will be discussing in the future classes. At this moment we are going to stretch on the first point alone. Now we look how the electromagnetic radiation behave as a wave. So in this diagram you are seeing a diffraction and interference. These two are the properties exhibited by the waves. So this is also exhibited by the electromagnetic radiation, hence proved that electromagnetic radiation behave as a wave. Okay, now I want to say about the electromagnetic radiation. So before going into this thing, I should recollect how the history of the light came. That means in the previously how the scientists understand about the light. So in the Newton period, it was believed that the light was supposed to be made of corpuscles. In the middle of the 19th century alone, scientists studied the absorption and emission of radiation by heated objects. These thermal radiation are composed of electromagnetic waves. So now I am going to say what is electromagnetic radiation. Suppose a particle, that is an electrically charged particle, is under oscillation. Then it will produce electric and magnetic field. Okay, so this is called as the electromagnetic radiation. So James Maxwell was the first who proposed an explanation like this. The interaction between the charged bodies and the electric and magnetic field was considered as an electromagnetic radiation. Now we have a glance on the properties of the electromagnetic waves. So the oscillating electric and magnetic fields produced by the oscillating charged particles, that is our electromagnetic radiation, is just perpendicular to both the electric and the magnetic field. The next thing is, unlike the sound waves and the waves produced in water, the electromagnetic waves doesn't require any medium. It can also travel in vacuum also. Now you are seeing the spectrum of the electromagnetic radiation. What is a spectrum? A spectrum is nothing but the dispersion of light by a spectrometer. Only a portion of the spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum, can be visible to our eyes. So the visible portion to our eyes is called as the visible spectrum. It generally lies at nanometer, 10 to the power of minus 9 nanometer, wavelength of 10 to the power of minus 9 nanometer. So beyond the red color we can see the IR rays. So this IR rays is used for heating, and beyond the IR rays we can see the radar rays, which is used for broadcasting radios and other things. In the other hand, beyond the violet color you can see the ultraviolet rays, and beyond the ultraviolet rays you can see the X-rays used in our medical centers, and beyond that you can see the gamma rays, which is nothing but the radiation used in the nuclear power plants. Okay, so I am not an expert in memorizing the figures, but I can help you with some of the tricks to memorize the wavelength. So this is the wavelength of the radio waves. So it starts from 10 to the power of 4. Just subtract 2 in the powers, you will reach until the 10 to the power of minus 14. It will be helpful to memorize the wavelength of the different radiations. So any problems can be asked in this region, so you may be familiar with this. Okay, so see the wavelength in the infrared region, radar region, the wavelength is very high. That means it will be like this. Okay, so the distance between the two crest, that is called as the wavelength. In the other hand, in the gamma radiation, you can see the waves like this. So the wavelength will be very short in case of the gamma rays. Okay. So now look at this. This is a thing just illustrating the energy and the frequency increases while moving towards the gamma rays. Okay, so now I am going to say about the terms used in the electromagnetic radiation. The first one is frequency, indicated by mu. The unit of frequency is hertz, the number of waves that pass in a single point. See, there is a point. At a particular point, how many waves travel through the point in 1 second, that is equal to frequency. Then what is the second term? Wavelength. Wavelength is indicated by lambda. So this is a thing that is the distance between the crest or trough of the wave. The next thing is wave number. So what is the wave number? It is just the reciprocal of the wavelength. In a vacuum, all the electromagnetic radiations, that is the way electromagnetic radiation have different wavelength, right? All the electromagnetic radiation, irrespective of their wavelength, tend to travel in the same speed. That is called as the speed of the light. Okay, the speed of the light is indicated by the letter C. The formula of C is equal to mu lambda. The speed of the light is the value 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Okay, so C is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. C is equal to mu lambda. Based on this formula, we are going to have some problems. Look at this, the Vivid Bharati station of All India Radio Delhi, broadcasting on a frequency of 1.368 kilohertz. So they have given the frequency mu. They have asked you to find out the wavelength, that is they have asked you to find out the lambda of the electromagnetic radiation emitted by transmitter. What they have asked, which is the part of the electromagnetic spectrum close it belongs to, does it belongs to. So first we have to put the formula. That is the formula just now we have seen. Now C is equal to mu lambda. So from this formula we can have the lambda is equal to C by mu. C, the value is already known, 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Mu, what is the mu? They have given 1.368 kilohertz. For converting the kilohertz into second, we should just multiply by 10 to the power of 3. This is since this is a kilohertz. Okay, so we are getting an answer 219.3 meter. So we can write this as 2.193 into 10 to the power of 2, right? So this 10 to the power of 2 is the hint for identifying the region. Now look at the spectrum. In the spectrum, we have 10 to the power of 2 at around radio waves. So this is a 10 to the power of 2. Here it belongs to the radio waves. So from this spectrum, we came to know that this particular frequency, so that this particular wavelength belongs to the radio wave. Okay. To the next problem, the wavelength range of the visible spectrum extends from violet 400 nanometer to red 750 nanometer. Express these wavelength in frequencies. So they have given the wavelength lambda and they have asked you to find the frequencies. They are also given a hint that's 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9. If it is not given in the problem, you must know it. Okay, so using the formula mu is equal to C by lambda. So everything is substituted. What is the wavelength they have given? 400 nanometers. That 400 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. So for a nanometer, we should write as into 10 to the power of minus 9. Okay, so we are getting the frequency 7.50 into 10 to the power of 14 hertz. This is actually the frequency of the red light. That's all of this problem. Now moving to the thing, particle nature. In the beginning itself, I say that electromagnetic radiation can behave both as wave and particle, right? At this moment, I am saying some stuff for proving that electromagnetic radiation also have a particle nature. This is actually called as the Planck's quantum theory. So we are going to introduce you a new term, quantum theory. Okay, so what are the things they have said? The nature of emission of radiation from hot bodies, black body radiation and the photoelectric effect. So these two are the important things for proving the particle nature. First, we have to look at the black body radiation. See, while heating an iron rod, it first turn into red color and then it turn into orange color and then gradually it turn into blue color. What is the theory of changing a color like this? Earlier, scientists say that the color change happens due to the increasing temperature. So what happens if we increase the temperature, the particle will oscillate more. If the particle oscillate more, then the wavelength get reduced. What happens when the wavelength get reduced? Look at the visible spectrum. In the visible spectrum, the red color light has longer wavelength and the blue color light have the shorter wavelength. So only when the temperature is get increased, the color get changes to blue color. Even in our gas burner, we can see only blue flame. This is indicating that we are giving much energy, right? Now, so in earlier days, the temperature was increased tremendously. The wavelength get on increases. This was the thing actually they have found out. And beyond increasing the temperature, the wavelength get on increases and it doesn't meet an end. This condition is actually called as the ultraviolet catastrophe. This was the classical physics. Okay, so the thing which move us from the classical physics to the modern physics is just the proposal given by Max Planck. So Max Planck was the one who gave a brilliant idea to move the physics from classical physics to modern physics. He introduced the term quantum. So we are going to see this, how can quantum and all get arrived. So actually he tried, that is Max Planck tried to find a plot between the intensity and the wavelength, and the intensity and the wavelength for a black body spectrum. So now I want to say, what is a black body? Actually, there is no black body in the world. A black body is an ideal body. Why I am saying it is an ideal body means, suppose any light is incident on an object, it should absorb some light, or it can transmit some of the light, or it can reflect some of the light. No body can perfectly absorb all the radiations. That is absorbing radiation of all frequency and emitting radiation of all frequency, that too in a uniform manner. So actually a black body is an inanimate or ideal concept. To an approximation, we can consider our sun as a ideal black body, because it emits radiations of all frequencies, right? So for proposing this thing, Max Planck taken out a black body by having a small cavity inside a tiny hole. Okay, so a cavity is with the tiny hole is taken as a black body, because since it has no opening, all the light entering into the hole should get absorbed by it, and it can't escape from the hole. Now I am going to say the thing which supports the particle nature of the electromagnetic radiation. In previously, that is in our classical physics, when the intensity was raised, the wavelength also get increased. It doesn't meet an end. This was the ultraviolet catastrophe, and why this happens, those explanations can't be given in the classical physics. Maxwell was the one who bring a brilliant idea to resolve this by the black body radiation. See, I actually tried to find out the intensity and wavelength. So he draw a plot between the intensity and the wavelength of a black body. So this is called as the black body spectrum. On increasing the intensity. Okay, so on increasing the intensity, the wavelength just get increases, reaches a maximum and then drop. This is the thing actually proposed by the Max Planck, and the maximum wavelength it achieved was called as the lambda max, and to the surprise the lambda max maximally lie inside the visible spectrum. Okay, so this is the black body spectrum. The energy of the quantum is proportional to its frequency, that is E is equal to h mu. H is the Planck's constant, 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joules second. By applying this value, we can have the energy as 0 h mu, 2 h mu and 3 h mu. These are the energy associated with the stationary state. An electron present in a stationary state should possess the energy of the particular stationary state. It cannot be in between any of these two values. That is, it cannot lie between h mu and 2 h mu. Likewise, the rest of the stuff, the photoelectric effect and the dual nature, all other stuff will be discussed in the future classes. Have a great day. Thank you guys.